on to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair of the Board, Dr. Mapazi. We're happy to have you in the room. Yesterday, they made me a serious person. So they had a podium in front of me so that I look important. Today, they've decided to take it away. I don't know if it has anything to do with cannabis. Just saying it. Other board members who may be in attendance, because we've got other people who are joining virtually, the facilitator of the dialogue from ECRDA here, the acting head of department, Mr. Diamond. I know we had invited him. I'm not sure if he's joining virtually. Panelists, distinguished panelists, we are going to hear from them today. And others are here physically with us and they'll be introduced by Ian later on, and others are joining virtually. We have representatives from the institutions of higher learning. We value their participation, but we have got other stakeholders and strategic partners that are here today with farmer organizations and farmers, colleagues from other provincial and municipal entities who are with us. We have Islam ITZ, they were here with us yesterday, ECDC, there may be others as well, other government officials, and all the employees and staff members of ECRDA who are with us today, and everyone else. So good morning. Good morning. My name is Cannabis. I am the current interim CEO of ECRDA, and the operative board is interim. That's a.
And he hopes it stays interim.
That's very operative, but we indeed are very honored to have all of you today to this dialogue series. This is the second of 4 commodity dialogues that we are hosting, at least in this series, as the ECRDA. Others take place, I think, one on the 6th and one on the 8th. Next weekend we are done, at least for now. And so we're indeed grateful that you could join us, and we're immensely indebted to our panelists who will provide their input into the conversation today and almost lead those conversations. Most of us in the room are most probably aware of the bold declaration that was made by the Premier of this province, the Honorable Mabiane, not long ago, that the province of Eastern Cape is the cannabis hub. The declaration was justifiably informed by the province's century-old traditions of growing, trading, and the use of complementary medicine of Umya, or Insangu as it was called, by the indigenous people of the province. The people of Pondoland specifically received global recognition for the quality of their cannabis flower supply to the international recreational market. This proved the technical prowess of indigenous growers in growing cannabis of high quality. For years, Pondoland cannabis dominated both the local and international illicit cannabis market. The question we should ask, though, is how far have we moved towards the realization of this bold declaration by the Premier, this call to action by the Premier? In September 2018, we all are most probably aware of the groundbreaking move where the Constitutional Court of the country ruled that the prohibition of the personal use and cultivation of cannabis by adults in private spaces is unconstitutional, and thereby, allowing that. And immediately thereafter, the Department of Health and the National Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development were therefore tasked with the responsibility of leading amendment of their regulations to recognize cannabis as a medicinal and agricultural crop. South Africa has adopted more limited frameworks that allow the cultivation of cannabis, but have not legalized retail sales. If you look at the international market or international countries, for instance, countries like Canada and the US have adopted fully regulated frameworks that allow the cultivation, consumption, and retail distribution of various cannabis products. The global legal cannabis market drivers are medicinal, industrial, and recreational. Recreational is where you can use it
I
as
asked
an adult.
I asked yesterday if today we're going to have something.
And this is a combined market forecast. It is a combined market forecast that will reach about $134 billion by 2030, with compound annual growth rate of 25%. Now, according to the draft SA Cannabis Master Plan, the sector market forecast by 2028 is estimated at 28 billion, creating an estimated number of 130,000 jobs. Again, the question is, what is the market share of the Eastern Cape in this regard? And have we moved the needle towards achieving this? The province recognizes the huge commercial and job creation potential of cannabis in driving rural economic development and mandated Dr. Da, our own Department of Rural Development, to coordinate the provincial cannabis sector development. And Dr. Da had then assigned this mandate for the implementation to the ECRDA. Now, I probably want to go back to where I started yesterday. But in terms of Section C of the Eastern Cape Rural Finance, ECFC, Rural Finance Corporation Amendment Act 1 of 2012, which is effectively the establishing legislation of ECRDA. And I want to just quote what Section 3 says, and I quote here: the objects of the agency are to promote, support, and facilitate rural development in the province by 1, promoting applied research and innovative technologies for rural development in the province. 2, facilitating the participation of the private sector and community organizations in rural development programs, close quote. Now, I pick up on these 2 out of 9 functions, at least in terms of Section 3, because if you have got a new industry that's coming up, part of what you are supposed to do is to understand it deeply, which is effectively why ECRDA is trying to partner with everyone, in particular higher institutions of higher learning, to be able to understand how do we then move. It is on this basis that in the consecutive reviews of the ECRDA strategic plans, the board continues to envision, and I quote, an inclusive and sustainable rural economy, close quote, as the compass to guide the entity's work going forward. So by initiating this dialogue series, and today specifically, the ECRDA is providing a platform for all the participants to practically come up with innovative ideas for fast-tracking cannabis industry development in the province, considering the following. 1, initiating evidence-based catalytic programs allowable within the current regulatory framework with a clear market of take, both locally and internationally. 2, viable business models to mainstream the indigenous cannabis growers in a fair benefit sharing scheme into the legal cannabis market with guaranteed off-take agreements. 3, sector financing and investment attraction, considering the country's precarious fiscal situation. The reality is that FDI will be central in investing in the sector, that is foreign direct investment. That's proof of concept based on demand. So based on demand aggregation, focusing on the utilization of the whole plant to secure demand pathways will be key. 4, syndication of scarce resources into highly integrated and high-performing teams comprising local municipality, traditional authorities, district, provincial, and national government, as well as SOEs and institutions of higher learning, to provide a single source of support to both entrepreneurship development and investors alike. So as I close, I again want to say what I said in the Wool and Mohair dialogue yesterday, that we gather here not with a basket full of solutions and answers, but with open minds and hearts eager to engage and find better collaborative ways of realizing the lofty vision of ECRDA, that of an inclusive and sustainable rural economy. The ECRDA is ready to receive your valuable input to contribute to the formulation of the Cannabis Sector Development Program. And I would like to sincerely welcome all of you to this dialogue on cannabis and invite you to contribute generously in shaping this valuable industry in our province. Thank you very much.